A happy new year to you all. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. The festive football comes to an end as we take on Brighton tomorrow night at the London Stadium in a Tuesday night football clash. Whoever decided that, who knows? As we take on Brighton, Brighton can leapfrog us in the table if they beat us. But if we beat them, we can extend the gap between the two sides and maintain our sixth spot in the Premier League into 2024. I hope you are well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. This is the match preview for West Ham versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Nigel is joining me to discuss it. Nigel, how are you? Happy New Year.
Yeah, happy New Year to you too. Was it good? Was it a good one for you, Jay?
It wasn't too bad, not too bad at all. Let's see who is joining us. Robert, thank you very much indeed. Lawrence, as we're over in Kentucky. I hope you are well. Now, of course, AFCON has smeared over the sort of quality that could have perhaps been on show for this game. We're expecting at least 2 or 3 players from Brighton to be gone for AFCON. Of course, Mohamed Kudus is gone for AFCON. We're not too sure about a couple of the other ones as well. Gerdon Cornet maybe over there as well. So this is going to be a bit different. We are both missing players, so I'm expecting probably 2 weakened sides to an extent, Nigel.
Yeah, it's a shame Mitoma ain't African, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't know quite sure who they've got going over there, but I know that Benrahma's staying.
Yeah, yes.
He didn't get picked for Algeria, did he?
No.
I should imagine Agard, if he's well.
Yeah.
I think he's ill. And obviously Kudus. I'm not sure they said that whether Kudus will be able to make the game or not, or whether he's already gone.
Well, no, there's a bit of controversy surrounding it because, of course, we're playing on a Tuesday night. Whoever knows, well, obviously for the telly, but because all the other clubs who've got African players have been able to play them this weekend because they've played on Saturday or Sunday or whatever. But because we're playing on Tuesday, the meetup is tomorrow for the Ghanaian squad, and Chris Hughton, former Brighton manager who is now the Ghana manager, has denied West Ham United having an extra day with Mohamed Kudus so he can play this game against Brighton. He has said that he wants Mohamed Kudus to be with the Ghanaian squad, with the camp, with the rest of the players tomorrow, which of course means that he can't play. But I mean, he may still be here. From all sources, we're hearing he's not going to be involved, but you never know, Nigel.
That's the Spurs in him, mate, that's done that. You know he used to play for West Ham, Chris Hughton, didn't you?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
You think you'd have
managed Brighton for 6 years, did he, or something as well?
Yeah, he did actually, yeah.
But no, it is what it is. Brighton are without a few noticeable players as well. Lewis Dunk is suspended after collecting his 5th yellow card in their game against Spurs on Thursday night, or whenever it was. Head coach Roberto De Zerbi confirmed in his pre-match press conference that Igor Julio, now that name might not ring a bell, but he was the defender that played for Fiorentina that tried to nudge Byrne off the ball as he went through on goal and scored that all-important decisive winner over in Prague. He's had a bit of PTSD. He's not involved. He doesn't want to face Jared Bowen again in this game. So Igor is out. So their starting 2 centre-halves are out for Brighton. Facundo Buonanotte, I've Googled him, so you don't need to, is an attacking midfielder who is back involved for Brighton, and Adam Webster will also be involved after recovering from injury. Here's a stat for you. James Milner will join Ryan Giggs on 632 Premier League appearances if he plays, with only Gareth Barry succeeding him from then. 632 Premier League appearances. Wow.
That's a lot of appearances.
Yeah, isn't it? But just some thoughts on that team news, Nigel. That's obviously, confidence for us, maybe.
Well, to be honest, it's the Premier League, Jake. And if we'd have said that the other night, Arsenal fans may have been saying, they've not got their 2 central defenders, Zuma and Agam. And look what happened. Ogbonna was outstanding and Dino scored. So I don't really read too much into that. I do know that obviously Brighton are a very, very dangerous team, play really good football, and they knocked 4 past Spurs the other day, and they've got this habit of beating us. So I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I am a bit disappointed that that Kudus is out and possibly Paqueta. Although I did hear Paqueta the other day saying that the injury wasn't that bad. I just think
I'm in a second.
Digressing a bit. I think a few people said it the other night. I didn't think he was up for the game the other night, and I think he bottled it a bit and came off. I honestly think that for him to say, "Oh, yeah, I'll be back in a," just saying it wasn't sitting right with me there.
I mean, it was well documented on Prime before the match that that he was down for about 10 minutes and there was an issue, and then he seemed to be all right. And to be fair, I didn't think he was too bad for the half hour he was on the pitch. I thought he linked up relatively well, and then he pulled up on the half an hour mark and he had to go off. And but yeah, he has since come out on social media and said it was just a minor injury and hopefully he can be back in a week's time. Obviously, Moyes kept his cards close to his chest, and maybe it was a little bit of tactics from the West Ham media team because the press conference was done on Friday, which seems like a long time ago, whereas I think De Zerbi did his today. So maybe that's so Moyes doesn't have to divulge who is available and just so he can keep his cards as close to his chest ahead of this big game because this is an opportunity. Just looking at the Premier League table, if we win this game, we push up onto 36 points and we will maintain our 6th spot, whereas if Brighton win, they go above us because they've got a superior goal difference. I think Newcastle play tonight against Liverpool. I mean, you'd expect Liverpool to beat them in their recent run of form, but you never know there. So we want to keep and maintain our league position in that top 6 for as long as possible. And the only way we do that is by keep winning football matches. And after this, Nigel, we then see some, I'm not going to say easier, but slightly more winnable games coming up. We've got Sheffield United, and then as we go into February and March, I think we've got Everton and Burnley and some of them games as well. So we've got some more winnable games coming up. If we can just get past this one.
Yeah, but how many times as a West Ham fan have I said, "Oh, we've got some easy games," and they're the ones that we don't win. We seem to pull it out of the bag against the better sides. Whether they raise their game against these teams, I don't know. But when we say we've got an easy run of games coming up, they're never easy, and we do tend to slip up quite a lot. I think that what I'm looking at, I'm always looking at Chelsea's results because I'm looking at how far we are ahead of them.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah.
This season, it would be great to finish above them, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Looking at our run of forms after Brighton got Sheffield United, then the Bournemouth side that are flying admittedly, Manchester United away, you never know what happens there. Then we play Arsenal again, coincidentally. Then Nottingham Forest, Brentford, Everton, Burnley in a sort of 3 or 4 game run there against sides that are struggling. But I refrain from using the word easy in running games because no game is easy, and we just got to keep taking one game at a time. And I'm quite glad that there is minimal Premier League action in January, so we can get Mohamed Kudus back involved, hopefully injury free, because I think he literally misses tomorrow night's game, and then the Sheffield United game and maybe the Bournemouth game as well. And hopefully then we can get him back from Manchester United away.
It doesn't start, does it? 2 weeks it is. It's till it starts, isn't it?
I think it's the 14th, and then
I think are one of the teams that are tipped to win it, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, let's hope they get knocked down the group stages and we get Kudus back as soon as possible.
Definitely.
Let's hope so. Right, let's see what you guys are saying. Worry for tomorrow's game. Says, I think the Kudus factor is why many people are just a little bit more downbeat than we would be. I think Brighton, without 9 players, they've got a lot of injury and AFCON issues and suspensions. So they are going to be a weakened side. But then again, as Nigel pointed out, we were a weakened side on Thursday night and we beat Arsenal. So we will see. Peter, thank you very much indeed for joining us. I hope you are well. Brighton seemed to manage okay without a load of players against Spurs, which is worrying. We did as well. I mean, Moyes didn't really go into whether Zuma and Aguerd would be fit. We'll have a look what Moyes said on Friday, which seems like ages ago now, in his pre-match press conference. He said we were without Aguerd and Zuma. Aguerd illness. Zuma rocked his knee. That's the words of David Moyes, not me. He rocked his knee, whatever that means. But he was unsure. And of course, Paqueta went off, but it's too early to assess, he said at that point. So Paqueta did it in the warm-up, and then they're still unaware. And then he didn't know. I mean, the Ivory Coast is where the AFCON is being held. It doesn't kick off to the 13th of January, but they wanted 10 days of preparation or whatever ahead of the start of the campaign. So really, Moyes didn't give away anything in the pre-match press conference about fitness. So quite frankly, anything could be on that team sheet tomorrow. Nigel Zuma could be there, Ago could be there, none of them could be there, all of them could be there. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think those two guys at the back the other night were unbelievable.
They were brilliant.
Absolutely. What a battling performance. Oggy got in the way. You know, I've been sort of on his case a bit of Bonner of late, saying, yeah, he's finished. But he proved the point there. He proved me wrong the other night that he can
every single time fans get on his back, he just seems to drop a brilliant performance like that, doesn't he?
He was outstanding, mate. Honestly, he's got in the way of everything. And you know what? We looked a real solid unit the other night. We just didn't, you know, we could have, like I say, it could have been 3-0 if Benarama had missed that penalty. Really, really good performance. I mean, I'm not saying that we played, I think we defended really, really well. And a lot of people saying, a lot of Arsenal fans saying, we were rubbish. But 77 touches in the opposition box and 30 shots ain't rubbish. It's just the fact that they have not got the quality centre forward that they need.
Arsenal are poor in the final third, and you know I've seen a lot of people say Arsenal dominated and all of this, but these people fail to take into consideration that most teams dominate West Ham. If you watch West Ham, sporadically even, most teams dominate and dominate possession, dominate shots on goal over West Ham. But the most important stat, all those stats are pointless. You know, you get 30 shots all you like. They had 7 on target out of those 30 shots. They were really poor, Arsenal. And, you know, I think some of their fans got a bit of a wake up call. And I mean, they lost to Fulham yesterday as well, which was mildly amusing as well. Did you see Rice chucking his arms, or number 41 was chucking his arms up in the air? That's the start of the decline, Nigel.
I saw his tear up with
Gabriel.
Yeah, that didn't look. That didn't look.
And then his interview afterwards, where he looked like he hadn't had a shave for about 6 weeks, is honestly he was turning ginger. He was turning it. No, it was all bushy and horrible. And honestly, what Arsenal does to a man.
Yeah, it was great the other night. I mean, look, I'm one of those. Look, I'm not really, you know, anti-41 to be honest. Good luck to him. You know, if he goes on, he was a great player for us, but he doesn't play for us anymore, and you just got to leave it at that. But yeah, he did look a frustrated figure. But when he gave away the penalty, the West Ham fans were all chanting his name like he was still playing for us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you could see he didn't want to look at us because he was just, oh no, I've been rinsed here.
And that's when the mild smile appeared on his face because he gave away the penalty. The camera panned straight into him, and he was sort of smirking. And you're right, smirking, looking the other way, trying to look at the away end. And then you know later people put the videos on Twitter of all the fans singing Declan Rice, and all the rest of it. And yeah, listen, I thought it was brilliant, to be honest with you. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Good to hear. Dreading tomorrow's game. I must say, going to have a friendly on the 8th and they kick off on the 13th. So there's plenty of preparation involved there. Kent, I hope you are well. Happy New Year to you, he says. They need a new to change the rule to so they should play as long as it's the same round of games. I think Chris Hughton is a local boy to West Ham as well. Listen, you can look at it two ways. You could look at it if you were a selfish manager of Ghana. And listen, we would all probably do the same thing if we were in his position. We can hurl abuse at him all you like, but Kudus is probably on form at the moment, one of Ghana's most important players. Is he really going to risk him playing another game, picking up an injury and not being as fresh for their competition? I mean, we all know what we'd do. We'd say, no, we've got the right to have the player, and that's what we're going to do. So, look, it's a little bit frustrating, but at the end of the day, we've got to get on with it. It is what it is. Brighton seem to manage okay with loads of players out, so against Spurs, which is a worry. See, we're with Eric Dyer. I will skip past that one quite quickly. If we were one of the so-called big boys, Ghana would let Kudus play. Maybe. Who knows? Michael, thanks for joining us. Ronnie, our resident Spurs fan, hope you are well. James Milner made his debut for Leeds 22 plus years ago, age 16. He was the Premier League's youngest goalscorer for Leeds versus Sunderland. I remember him playing at Upton Park in a 3-2 win for Leeds in 02-03. The bank of knowledge that is Kent. There we go. See, I just mentioned James Milner. Bosh, there it is. Tony, Happy New Year to you as well, mate. Peter says, really think Moyes has missed a trick not giving one or two of the youngsters some game time for periods like this. Do you feel that we could just see a little bit of fatigue coming in. And I think we've been relatively fortunate, Nigel, because we've had some quite good, sort of spaces between our games over the festive period, the 23rd, the 28th, and then we're not playing again until the 2nd. So we've had a little bit of luck in that sense. But do you reckon some fatigue might creep into tomorrow night?
I don't think so. He's a professional footballer. As I said it all along, when people keep saying playing too many games, I played football for a long time, and sometimes I was playing 5 times a week. And if you're a professional footballer, you're that fit. Two games, you should be able to play 2 games. That's it. It's always been the same. I don't know why we keep on harping on about it. To be honest with you, they're paid a lot of money. They stay very, very fit. They're fitter than they've ever been. It's not like the old days when the players used to be able to go down a pub and smoke 20 fags and all that. That don't happen anymore. They're on strict diets. So no, I don't think there's really any excuse for fatigue. That's personally all I think. I mean, others might disagree, but I'm actually more concerned about the Bristol City game than I am the Brighton one.
Let's talk about that. I mean, with the Europa League situation, with our current Premier League position, and of course we've already had a half decent cup run. I won't mention the Carabao Cup quarter-final, but we had a half decent cup run in the Carabao Cup as well. Do you think Moyes might just take the foot off the gas, and I think we could be in trouble next week?
All right. So sorry, Jake.
That's all right.
Yeah, I think that he's going to. I mean, look, I think he'll put a weak team out against Bristol City.
I agree.
I think that's the wrong thing to do. Do you remember when Blackburn came here and they were doing well and they beat us? Do you remember in the Carabao Cup?
On penalties.
Bristol City are bringing 9,000 fans.
And
they're no mugs, Bristol City. We beat Bristol City down at their place and we had to bring Sacco on to score the goal. That was a few years ago. But look, they're no idiots. And
one thing I will say, Nigel, is that they've lost to Millwall today for a 92nd minute winner at home.
Did they?
Yeah, lost to Millwall. That is mildly amusing, but yeah, it will be a tough game. You've got to factor in that 9,000 contingent behind the goal. And listen, I am quite looking forward to it. I'll be there, and I'm hoping that they bring a bit of an atmosphere, because hopefully that can bring a bit of an atmosphere with us as well.
They will, Jake. And I'll tell you why, because I've been to the gate many times. One of my best friends lives in Bristol City. But he's been to a lot of West Ham games with me, away games and stuff like that, and he's a bit of an Hammers fan now. But he's born and bred Bristol, and every time I would go down and stay with him when I was working down that way, we would go to a game at the gate, and they've got a decent support, and they don't. When I've watched them, they play decent football. They don't just lump it long, and I think that they could cause us some problems. And I don't want to see Moyes stick a Mickey Mouse team out against them, because we'll end up getting beat. And this is the FA Cup. We want a little bit of a run. We've been knocked out in the Carabao, so we deserve a cup run. It'd be nice to go a fair way in the FA Cup, and also you get to go to some decent grounds, don't you, in that competition?
Exactly. There's some nice away days that come with it as well. So look, let's just hope we can get past them. But Brighton first, which is the ultimate priority for David Moyes, I think. Eric, thanks for joining us. Michael says, evening, we win 4 points behind the Gooners and a 5-point gap behind us. Ronnie reckons Tottenham and West Ham are in the title race. Well, Tottenham won yesterday, which I didn't think they'd do, to be honest with you, against Bournemouth, that are flying at the moment. Yeah, we're in a title race every single day, twice on a Sunday.
Ronnie, you still, it's not you New Year's Eve anymore. You can't drink anymore.
I tell you what, though, if we win, we go just 3 points behind Spurs. Big Ange. Right, let's take some more of your comments. Brighton have 11 injured, not good for us. We lose to second string sides. I honestly don't see that. We're without a Paqueta for a week, so whether he's back available or not, I hope he is, because honestly, if Paqueta doesn't play, that means Bowen will have to go out to the right, and that means Danny Ings is going to have to play.
Or Mobama. Will he?
Yeah, right.
This kid has got to. The trouble is, though, what he brings Mobama on, but he don't give him enough time, and then he ends up not scoring. He's like, oh yeah, he's not the goal scorer we think he is, and he needs to give him a couple of games. Do you know what I mean?
No way you'll start him. I tell you what, if he starts him, I'll eat some humble pie live on the next show, Nigel. I tell you what, if Paqueta doesn't play, it will be Danny Ings up front, Bowen on the right, and Ben Rama on the left.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. But you know what? The Ben Rama thing again. Oh, what has happened to that bloke?
I thought he played quite well on Thursday. I'll be honest. I thought he played really well.
Yeah, it's just he can't. The way we play football, we hit it wide all the time, and whenever you hit it to Benny, he ain't going past people because he's too slow, and he's a one-trick pony, and everyone's got his number. So unless he gets the ball played in behind, he does not really. He don't get the ball, and then I thought when we bought him, he was going to be this player. I'd seen this highlight reel of him flicking the ball and going past players. He don't do that. He just stops and then he comes inside, and it's every time. And
yeah, he is frustrating. And when we watch those front three, and when you take one of them off for Ben Rama, there is there is a regression there between him, because he isn't the level of Kudus or Paqueta or whoever will go out on the left hand side. I think he's actually one of the better players that we have in our second string side. If I was looking to bolster the ranks for the second string, I wouldn't be looking at a left winger. If I'm being totally honest, with Cornet there as well. I think there's more. I think there's more pressing issues in that side than a left winger, and I think as a second string player, still get away with him. Maybe he'll leave in January if he's not happy. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's just, I mean, to be fair, I said I'm concerned when Johnson comes in, but Johnson played well at Liverpool, so I think there are some issues. A right winger is what I think we should be looking at in January, and especially if one of the wingers is going to leave as well, which is likely. Either Fornals or Ben Rama are likely to leave the club. Eric says, we beat Brighton earlier on in the season without Kudus. That's very true. What a day down. Oh, you weren't there, Nigel, were you?
I forgot. No, because you had my tickets.
What a day.
That was probably that was just because I'd seen us be beat so many times by Brighton down there, and obviously I wanted to go on the Isle of Wight scooter rally, and I was weighing it up, thinking, that we're going to get beat again, and I'll miss out, and then. Yeah, I did see it on the telly though, so
No, mate, I'll confirm it was absolutely brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
Thanks for that.
That's all right. But I haven't been to Arsenal Spurs this season, and that was the best away day, Brighton away for me, that I was at. But I'm sure Arsenal Spurs topped that night.
Arsenal, mate, was to beat them at the Emirates is the one. That's the one. Brilliant. I mean, they're such a good side. And they are a very, very good team. The players are like, the likes of Martinelli, Saka and Odegaard. Just a brilliant team. When you watch them play, I mean, Odegaard, what to have him at West Ham. What a footballer he is. It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, his sort of vision and passing range is excellent. There's no doubt about that. Eric makes a good point. João Pedro for Brighton is a big worry. Good player. Him, Mitoma. They have still got some attacking threat there, despite despite the injuries and suspensions they have. And listen, they'll want to right the wrongs of the start of the season. I thought they were very poor against us back in August. I was quite shocked how bad they were, actually. And I think they've had a few rocky moments this season, which we all predicted, Nigel, because they're in Europe. There's that European Thursday, Sunday factor that they've had to contend with. And just after a Thursday night, especially away in Europe, they have struggled in the Premier League. I think they failed to beat Sheffield United at home after a European game. So we all knew that was going to come because of our experience in the competition, but I've still been relatively impressed that Brighton are stuck there. They're in 8th, and they are sort of sticking with the pack, and they're through in Europe, and they had quite a tough group. Their group was tougher than ours.
Yeah, I agree. But like I say, the European thing, them with Villa as well. I can see Villa falling away a little bit because of the squad. But going back to the wingers, Jake, saying about getting wingers, the way we've been playing at the moment, we've not been playing that system, and I think that Soufal and Emerson have been outstanding as wing backs. I think they've been incredible. Do you know what? I can't pick between them because I think Soufal is 100% committed and he's back to his best. And Emerson, he's brilliant. He turned Rice inside out the other night at one point in that game. Yeah. Rice had to get up and turn himself back in the right way.
Exactly.
It was like he absolutely looks amazing when he's going when he's going. That's what we've missed is someone who plays as a wing back that can go forward and really look dangerous. And he's that player, Emerson. And like I say, Soufal, he bombs up and down that line. And I'll tell you, I'm happy with them two in them positions.
So am I, yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know what? They've both been brilliant, and I say if you're going to pick one's been marginally better, I'd just pick Emerson, because I think at some points Soufal's had some right handfuls down that side to contend with, or Doku for Man City, and a couple of other players he has struggled a little bit with. But Soufal in recent weeks, especially, has been back to his best, and Emerson has been dropping solid 8, 9 out of 10s every week. He's just brilliant. Defensively he does the job, and going forward, he's better than any other option we've got there at left back, and he's properly solidified his spot in that side pretty much since the Conference League final, where I thought he played a big hand that day. He hasn't looked back since then. Muller, Rice and Gabriel having a hissy fit was so funny. Looked like he was going to cry in his post-match interview. Yeah, especially after he was demanding better mentality and all this from Arsenal. Should have signed for a big club, mate. Then you might have had it. Ken says people go on about Arsenal, but their movement off the ball is too slow and not incisive as Liverpool. And at the moment, it's easy to defend against. Absolutely. Fulham did the same thing as us yesterday, as far as I'm aware. I didn't watch it, but a few people said low blocked them and did the job on them. People have sussed out how to sort of play against Arsenal, and I think we started it, which is good. Michael says, "I see." Oh,
no,
go on, Nigel.
Yeah, I was going to say, to stop Arsenal, all those teams that are good teams coming forward, is you've got to press them back, and I think that the likes of Martinelli and Saka are fantastic when they're just running at people. When they're doubled up on, and then they have to contend with other players running forward, not so good. And that's what happened the other night with Emerson and Soufal actually giving them something to think about. They're attacking play. Martinelli and Saka are the most least defensive-minded players you'll ever meet, and that is they're coming undone. People are attacking them, and this is how they. Like I say, Robinson, plays for Fulham. He's a real speed merchant, isn't he? The way he gets up there, and we're William on that side, and it just, do you know what I mean? It just makes them think about it, and yeah, I think that's how you're going to beat them, because once you've taken them two players out of the equation, there is no one there to score a goal.
Absolutely. No, I agree. We sort of mentioned with the Kudus situation, Houghton was the Brighton manager. So whether that makes any difference, I don't know. But it is what it is. Peter's just can't see Mubama or Marshall signing new deals if Moyes stays. Michael says, why can't they play AFCON when we have the European Championships? Would solve all problems. Listen, we have this debate. Is it every 2 years this competition happens, every year? I don't know, but we seem to have this issue. I think it's the Asia Cup at the same time, so Spurs lose Son as well as a couple of African players as well. So it is frustrating for everybody, and it's the same for everybody. It just depends. I mean, some clubs will benefit from it because they haven't got any African players. Some clubs like us, I think, will probably regress because we'll lose our best player. But it is what it is. Maybe we will sign Milner when he hits 40.
That's what we normally do.
Yeah, literally. Bristol City isn't a top priority at this stage. Eric will play all the youngsters. I think he'll play a mixed side. I think he'll play some of the first team, and maybe a Ben Rama will come in and Mavropanos if both centre halves are fit, maybe. I think he'll do a sort of mixed 11. Ken says, been in Bristol City, a voice for us crowd. Liam Manning, who is the manager of Bristol City, is ex-West Ham Academy coach. Put in approval. I did not know that. Well, there we go. No Paqueta. We're not sure yet. You never know. He might just pop up. Michael also says he should play Cornet, give him a game. If we're in this situation with no Paqueta, why not play Cornet, Nigel? Why not?
Yeah, I'd give them a game, definitely. Going back to the Bristol City thing, if we play a team of youngsters against them, we'll get beat.
Yeah,
I guarantee it. We will get beat if we play a team of youngsters against them, because they've got nothing to lose, and they bring a massive crowd. And like I say, they're no mugs in the Championship either. And these are the teams that will beat us. They'll come there with something to prove, big stadium, and we can't start a bunch of kids against them. Like I say, mixed team, Mubama in there maybe. But I wouldn't be playing a team of youngsters against them. That'd be embarrassing. We will get beat. Do you remember years ago, Joe? Before your time, but
Allardyce Forest.
Forest, 5-0.
I know what you're going to say before you said it, and I wasn't even alive.
It was one of the most horrific performances from a team of youngsters ever. I felt sorry for them.
Yeah.
They wasn't on the, the youngsters we got now are different, a different league to those youngsters. But such a mistake, and if you're going to play them teams, you're going to get beat, especially in the FA Cup. Everyone loves an upset, and I want us to do something in the FA Cup this year. I really do.
Yeah, so do I. People just discussing what we discussed about Ben Rama, Nigel. And I think this sort of sums up the fan base's thoughts on him, because I didn't think he did too bad. I thought he actually did okay in Benny's standards, and Eric says, agreed, Jake, Ben Rama played well. Then Kent says, I thought Ben Rama was poor Thursday. And then Lawrence says, Benny is slow and predictable. I think we need a new left wing. Kudus and Bowen are strong on the right. I didn't think he was too bad. I think, if I'm being honest, I think if we're going to prioritise signings, which are going to be, we won't sign many players in January because it's an inflated market, and I don't think a left winger is the priority. I really don't. With Fornals, Cornet, Ben Rama, who can all play there.
I'll tell you, who's a decent player, Jake.
Who's that?
Who plays for a Premier League team, who looks good on the left-hand side, and he's a worker. And is that Chong, who plays for Luton?
Yes.
I reckon he'd do all right in a good team.
Good player. Good player,
Any Luton fans, don't say you're a crap team. I'm just saying that, like, a better team, I think he could do a decent job down the left.
Oh, Matoma's out as well.
Is he?
Matoma's out. I didn't know that. Matoma's out of the game.
Well, that is music to my ears, because he. Yeah. But then again, we haven't got Ben Johnson at right back, who literally.
Oh my lord!
Well, that game we was at the season before, Jake, and you was sitting on the right.
Yeah.
The ball came over the top, and I remember Johnson just watching the ball go over the top, going straight. And I was thinking, why? He just was like 10 yards away from him, and he just
that whole move has literally just gone through my head. I could look up, I could shut my eyes, I could literally see that happening right now. Matoma is out, Asia Cup injured. Oh well, I see what, Brighton didn't write that on there, but in team news article on West Ham.
Of course, Asia Cup. Why didn't we think of that?
Yeah. Brilliant. Lovely. Good stuff. Early Doors Football TV, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Happy New Year to you as well. Matoma's out for most of January. That's good. Is Welbeck fit? I am not sure, but he'll pop up and score. Danny Welbeck.
Oh, yeah. He's one of them, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's one of them players. Always scores against us.
Danny Welbeck.
The players that score against us are the ones that ain't scored for like 15 games or something. They're the ones that score against us. Anyone that say, "Oh, this bloke ain't scored for ages," like, you need to play West Ham, mate.
Who was that player? What's his name? Mope did it, didn't he? He flipping changed clubs.
You know what? I knew you was going to say that bloke's name. I hate him. Honestly, mate, whoever he's played for, he's tried to mug the crowd off. Like, he's one of them really horrible players that comes up like to the away fans, and like Vardy, and I remember him putting his hands behind his back and saying 2-1 once, like, to us, and like.
Didn't he score for Everton before he left, and then he went back 8 months without scoring a goal, and then signed for Brentford, and then his first goal for Brentford, who's it against? West Ham.
The bloke, he's a right little rat. There's some players that I've in the league that you just have to dislike them. Obviously, Maupa is one of them. Bruno
Fernandes. Mention him again.
Fernandes is another one, isn't he?
Fernandes, I agree.
Oh, he's another one. You've got to hate him.
Michael says Emerson should be hammered the year, but it will go to a forward. This year we've got a few contenders: Bowen, Kudus, Paqueta, Emerson. We've had some brilliant performers. Sufa, you could probably factor into that as well. Brighton are a bogey team. I would go 5 at the back. Not anymore. We broke the curse. It was 4,181 days on that nice summer's day in Brighton since we'd last beat him. 2012, before this season, was the last time we beat him, and we're going to continue. We're going to beat him again.
5 at the back every game. In fact, I think we do 8 at the back, don't we, most games?
Yeah, pretty much. 100,000 subscribers. I tell you what, 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to have a nice plaque. Go there when we reach 100,000 subscribers, if we ever do that. Nice plaque. Silver plaque. It'll have on it. 35.3.
Like that.
Yeah, so it's silver, Nigel. It's going to be just there. Bowen might have to move across one, so I'm going to have to do some reconfiguration. It will be silver, nice play button, and a West Ham official. Thanks for
I've still got to send you your flag. I've got a flag for you.
You got a flag for me? Ooh.
I've got a flag that I'll pick. When we was in the final.
Oh, yes, the final.
A lot of people left their flags on the back of the seat, so I picked a load of them up. because they're actually from the final, so
Yeah.
they're what they are. You know what I mean? So I bought some.
Sheffield United game. Are you there? You there then? We're there then. Maybe. Potentially. We'll see
You know
there.
what? I haven't even got my tickets for Sheffield United yet. They've been sent out, but I haven't got them yet. But by hook or by crook,
yeah, we'll see.
I'll make every game.
Cool. Cool. Man City, there we go. See, some clubs benefit from it, some clubs regress through it. Man City lose no players in January. Write some predictions. People are getting on with it in the chat. 3-2 Hammers, 2-1 to West Ham, 2-0. See some confidence. The fortress of the London Stadium. Is that 4 wins on the spin if we win? Is it? Really? Let's have a look. So yeah, we beat Arsenal. Beat Man United, beat Wolves, it would be, yeah.
We have had 14 games, 10 wins, I think, 1 draw. I think that's what we.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
yeah, and losses to Fulham. Yeah, crazy. Good stuff going on well. Chong at Luton was signed from Manchester United, says Peter. They got 9 players out, so we should have some confidence there. Ekatike plays left wing if we can get him on loan. Ekatike is a player that we get linked with in every single transfer window, and some people don't see this, but I'm the one that's got to sit here and talk about transfer rumours. Honestly, this guy's name, and there's another striker as well. And I can't remember his name. We always just get linked with the same players. He gets recycled round. He won't sign. We've been linked with him for the last 8 transfer windows. Have you heard of
is it El Naziri who plays for us?
That's it, El Nesri. Yeah, we always get linked with him. Yeah,
yeah, no, his name does come up a lot.
Yeah,
he's a really, really good player, actually.
Heard you're getting Nketiah. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Oh my God, no, thank you.
Mike, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Happy New Year to you. Yeah, that was from the Sun, and I'm not inclined to agree with that, to be honest with you. I think that I'm not too sure about that claim that came out yesterday. Mopé, not a great player, but always scores against us. Yeah, Arsenal, we'll do Arsenal for life. We'll do a swap. You have Ings, we'll have Nketiah. Like, no money. We'll just
I'll do that. 100%. 100% I'll take Nketiah for Ings.
Yeah, for sure. Mark, Happy New Year to you. I hope you are well. Fred as well. Happy New Year, Jake, and all at West Ham. Looks like both teams in a bit of trouble with players out. I think we can edge this one 3-2. Listen, it's going to be less quality than it would be with the full strength sides. That's inevitable. But Nigel, I'm going to ask you for your prediction.
I'd be happy to edge it 1-0, but I'm going to go 2-1. I think they'll score. But you know what? I've got this feeling in me we're going to lose, but I'm gonna say 2-1, a 2-1 win.
Yeah, I think we'll win, and I also think they'll score as well. So I'm going to go 3-2 West Ham. There's always goals in this game, no matter what happens. There always seems to be goals in this game. 3-1 in the summer, 4-0 down at their place. I think there's been a couple of Desmonds at the London Stadium between.
I said then 0-0, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Kent's going Desmond. So there's always goals in this game. Cue the 0-0 now, says Nigel. But I'm going 3-2 to West Ham and 4 wins on the bounce. If we could keep a clean sheet as well, you know, after that Arsenal victory, Nigel, the first time since 2014, we've kept 3 consecutive clean sheets in the Premier League. Imagine if we could make it 4.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Be nice not to say. Look, I say that I'm happy to get a draw, to be honest, with Brighton, because they're such a bogey team. And a draw would keep them away from us in a way, stop them above us. It's another point on the board. But yeah, let's just, fingers crossed and that. I hope we can do the double over in the season, because it's about time
it's about winning time. Yeah, I agree. Right, a question to end on, which will get people's minds brewing, is if both Agerd and Zuma are available after Ogbonna and Mavropanos' performance on Thursday night, do they both come straight back in?
I think so. Yeah, I think that a lot of people there's been a lot of stuff said about Mavropanos. I'm going to go right out and say it. I don't think Zuma's our best centre back. I really don't. Everyone goes, "Oh, he's our captain." I think that when he runs, he looks like he gallops like an old cart horse, and
he does, but he gets in the way of things. Some of his blocks.
I don't think he's our best defender. I honestly don't. I really like Mavropanos, and I think with the right coaching and running the team, I think he can do big things with us. I think he's a really, really good player.
I think it
that,
depends who he has alongside him, because Mavropanos had a mare at Brentford a couple, 2 months ago, and I think it depends who he has alongside him. And I mean that contradicts it, because he had Bonner beside him on Thursday, who was brilliant as well. He's got to have a confident centre half alongside him. If the player alongside Mavropanos is having a bad game, he tends to have a bad game as well. So look, I think there is room for improvement with Mavropanos. I think he's got potential, but I think we just need to see it continually. And then listen, I
he's
think
more of a footballer. He's more of a footballer, Jake. He can carry the ball forward, and obviously he can shoot. Have you seen some of his highlight reels? He can shoot from distance and score. He's more. I just think he's more of a. I like a player that can come out with the ball and stride it in the middle. And Zuma, I don't know. I just got. Look, I'm not saying he's a bad player at all. He's our captain in that, but I don't think he's one of our better players. I really don't. But it's all about opinions.
It certainly is. Gary, if I click, Gary says, leave a Gerd out. He's off. We have kept clean sheets with a Gerd out. We have, so it's just a conundrum, clean sheets never hurt. No, bring in Zuma, but bring in Zuma, but not a Gerd. So some people are saying bring in Zuma, but not a Gerd, and keep Mavropanos or a Bonner there. I see a Gerd and Zuma coming back in if fit. Peter says best defender we have is Emerson. We need a rebuild for our centre half. So I keep Mavropanos in, says Mark. He's beginning to show signs of him settling in. So I would be inclined to agree. We've got a player there that I think has had a bit of an up and down start. He hasn't, and I think it's difficult to give him criticism because he hasn't played every week. He hasn't continually played, so he's come in and out of the side. So it's hard to sort of build up a rhythm and a bit of confidence and momentum. So maybe it wouldn't hurt to give him a couple of games, and then we can see where we're at after Sheffield United game if he's still there. I don't know.
Well, do you know what? When you think about it, how many people when we bought Craig Dawson said, "Oh, he's not a very good footballer. He's not this and that." But how important was that bloke to us from set pieces and stuff?
I think his name's Ballan Dawson, actually.
Yeah, there he is. But what I'm saying is, he scored by his foot the other day as well. Did you say?
He did.
But Mavropanos is a real presence at corners, and we've got all players who can deliver. And I just think he's a good player. Also, again, people slate again, he makes too many mistakes, but he's a proper. He purrs when he goes. If you watch him when he carries the ball, he's a very, very good player. He's passing a bit. He's really fantastic.
Mm.
So, what do you do? What do you do? Do you know what I mean? It's not like we're stuck with Mark Reapers and that, and what was his name? Red hair, the Chilean guy, Javier Margos. Those are gone are the days of having this. Those are centre backs. Thomas Repka smashing people everywhere. So, gone are the days. We've actually got some players that have got a little bit about them, footballing wise.
Mm. And again, you've got Bonner as well. Mark says we could alternate Oggy and Zuma if Oggy keeps playing the way he did against Arsenal. I don't know. I mean, we've got a Gerd who I think is a good player, but's got a mistake in him. I like Zuma. I think he's the best centre half we have at the football club. Mavropanos is getting better, and I think he's got the potential to be better than Zuma, in my opinion. But listen, I don't know. Moyes has got a bit of a conundrum to dwell over, and we will see. It will be interesting to see what he does tomorrow, because for the first time in a while, we are unaware of who is fit and who's going to be there. And who knows? Eric says Mavropanos made some mistakes against Manchester United. They should have scored. I think I put that down to probably not playing as much as, as a player coming into a club. He hasn't played English football for a while. Jumping in and out of the side can be incredibly difficult. So let's just hope he can have a run of games. And to finish off, Nigel, to make you laugh on this Monday evening, if I put it on the screen wouldn't it? Hang on 2 seconds. I've built this up now. It's just the Arsenal effect.
His face. He looks like a crackhead in that second.
He does, doesn't he?
He does.
It's the Arsenal effect. Thank you very much indeed, everybody, for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, drop a like on it. Subscribe to West Ham Official if you're new. Thanks for all of your input in the chat tonight. It's been a very good show. I will join you tomorrow early evening, 6:15 for the warm-up, build-up, starting lineup 11 show. So yeah, I will see you then. And then we're off to the London Stadium for Bristol City at home in the FA Cup next weekend. Then we've got 2 weeks off of West Ham. It's just a break. We just got
what will we do?
I don't know.
What will we do with our lives?
Exactly. Exactly. What we will do is have a debate about David Moyes, Nigel. Are you ready for that?
Yeah. What, the new contract signing?
I am going to have I'm going to hold and front a debate about David Moyes, which I did last January. And last January there was a lot of negativity, but I've got a feeling this time around it might be a little bit more upbeat for the man currently managing West Ham United. So look, there will be content after that, but we've got Brighton tomorrow, so there'll be a build-up show, a match reaction after a 7:30 kickoff, which is slightly unfamiliar for us. And then of course we'll build up to the Bristol City game that is taking place. Another Sunday kickoff, Nigel. Don't we love a Sunday?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And of course, as well, you say, what are you going to do? The transfer window is open. Like, we've got to get the party poppers out. Yeah, we're going to have transfer rumours to discuss in 2 weeks off.
Lucas Paqueta's going to Man City. Kudos is going to Liverpool. That's what happened. And then
I'm being ordered now.
You're not buying anyone.
I'm being ordered now. I got sausages and wedges for tea. So Nigel, I'm going to let you round things off because I've got to go and eat my tea. So Nigel, final thoughts?
2-1 West Ham tomorrow, and hopefully break that Brighton hoodoo. Maybe get 2 wins in a season over them, and then put it behind us. But yeah, I reckon we can kick on. I think we can beat them. Kick on. Send us even further clear of Chelsea, which is my. I've got a mate who supports Chelsea, see, and he's always been ribbing me for years, and I'm loving it at the moment. So as long as we finish above them in the top half of the table, I'm golden.
Exactly. Will it be like London buses for West Ham results against Brighton? Can it be 2 in a season? Can West Ham maintain that 6th spot and keep Brighton below them and further extend that gap between West Ham and London neighbours Chelsea? We will find out tomorrow night. 6:15 build-up show. Join me here. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And yeah, until then, people are asking for. Here we go. You know it's tea. You eat tea. No, it's breakfast, lunch, and tea. Nigel, come on, agree?
I don't know, because I'm so busy all the time that I'll just eat when I want.
Oh, fair enough.
That's true. That's true. To be fair, sometimes I don't have breakfast. Then I have like breakfast at like 1 o'clock.
Oh no, you got to have breakfast, lunch, tea.
I try not to eat after 8 o'clock, but then the cupboards start calling me.
All right, dinner's fair enough. I don't back supper, but I back dinner. Dinner, fair enough. It's not supper. Come on,
people used to say.
Yeah, come on. Right. For the first time in 2024, thank you very much indeed. Come on, you Irons. And we will see you soon right here on West Ham Official. Kudos or no kudos. Let's hope we can win tomorrow. Tony's right. Oh, no, he's not. It's breakfast, lunch, and then tea. Come on. Thank you very much. Come on, you Irons. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.